Good Tuesday morning, YouTube. It's afternoon right now, actually, so it's not quite the morning. But I guess I'm working on a few questions. Interesting thing that I'm working on here is making an adapter shim to fit an extension tube. This is a old copying lens, which basically just has a smooth barrel, no screw on it. So to adapt it to a camera like this, the easiest way is to make a shim. The most do-it-yourself easiest way is with electrical tape. So basically, I'm going to use the calipers to measure that hole. Use the calipers to measure the electrical tape until it's the right size, push it in there. I'm going to take a macro photo of this watch. And this all came up because of a question, and I just wanted to try and experiment a little bit, so let's try it out. So in theory, here's how this will work. I just measure this hole right here, and it measures 34 millimeters in diameter. And I measure this, and it measures 35. So I take off enough electrical tape to make this 34, stick it in there, and actually in this one here, so it has clearance of the mirror. And it should work out. Let's try it. Okay, I brought the electrical tape down to about 34 millimeters. I need to put a little bit more on there, but it's just about perfect. And there you go. Seems like a snug fit. As you can see, with that all put together, I have a very good makeshift adapter for this lens for macro. Basically, I'm just going to take a picture of this watch in super macro. I'll show you that after I take it. And also I have a new light, so I'll show you that a little bit later too. So I'll go through these quickly because I'm sure the battery's going to run out shortly. Here are a couple samples. I took that setup, add those to the listing, message the guy. Interesting what you can do with the little shim and some electrical tape. Other than that, just getting the vlog for yesterday uploaded and ready to go, and I guess we're going shopping. Okay, over at the little park spot there, it was kind of dumb, forgot my quick release plate for my tripod again, so this will just be kind of on the ground. Going to figure out and do some scooter tricks today. Let's just see how that angle is there. So I'll try some off the wall tricks since I'm on a tripod. Okay, back in the office. It's time to get some cases listed here. Let's first get those pictured. Okay, well I generally don't talk about returns too deeply on camera, but there is a weird return for us. Basically, we sent this guy this camera right here for $20. This Kodak Easy Share. It works correctly, has a couple scratches on the screen, and is missing the little trim piece, but otherwise works great. He gets the camera, says he's an expert on these, has had some before, knows everything about them, and it does not work, does not power on at all, won't do anything. So we decide to, since he seems like he knows what he's doing, he wanted a camera, so I guess he decided to buy this camera here. This camera here, which by the way, did not have this Best Buy sticker, did not have the sticker residue on, so that's really weird, first of all. Definitely our camera, check that and everything. This one he got, said doesn't work either, so I guess after that, he says all 4 of his cameras, including 2 of his, that I don't know if these were supposed to work or what, but they both seem to work. I just tested these all out, they all seem to work, so I don't know what. So this guy, he's a funny guy, but we got the good end of the deal, I guess. We got to refund his money on those 2, or I guess we charged him just a little bit for that one, so it's like 30 bucks, and these, definitely further and more thorough testings. These are about 40 each, this one's 20, and this one's another 35 or 40, so I don't know. There's some funny guys on eBay, and sometimes you actually get the better end of the deal. Not sure why he sent us the other 2 cameras, but I guess we're good. Working on these cases here, I have, let's see here, 6 listed. I'll go through those at the end of the night, what I have listed, and I guess I'm going to take some more photos of some different cases. Let me know in the comments below what you want me to show on the cases in the vlog, if anything. I don't know about the cases, how those pertain to anybody else. It's just kind of an oddball thing for us. I'll tell a little bit of history and whatever as I go. So, quick little break before I get into more cases here. I did buy a new light. Actually, I bought this with eBay bucks because I had like $12 in eBay bucks. This thing was like 20 bucks. It's a pretty fancy light here. It comes with 4 filters, and it also comes with these crazy flags, which go on there to kind of direct the light flow a little bit. Forget how many LEDs this thing has. It's like 210. It's the most I could find for a reasonable amount of money. It uses either AA batteries or Sony, 2 types of Sony camcorder batteries, which in this case we have some laying around, so it actually worked out pretty well. Let's just go to the back room and see how well that thing works. Okay, so I assembled a bit of a rig here so I can actually try both of my lights, which first off I'll try my phone light, then my smaller one, and then obviously the big guns here. Let's start with my phone light though. In the back room, there is my phone dual LED light. This is basically 2 lights, and of course I just stubbed my leg on that thing, looking through the camera here, and that thing's pretty bright. Let's turn on the 9 LED one that I paid about $40 for. This one's the fanciest one of the few, and it actually has a rechargeable battery built in, which is pretty handy. Very small also. And here's that one. I put the diffuser on both of these, the bigger one and the smaller one, just to make sure that it doesn't affect the results. And as you can see, this one is very bright, very sufficient for dark filming and anything else. If I need a little bit more light though, I can turn on this other one. As you can see, this is actually the lowest brightness setting on this one, and if I turn it up, it just keeps going. And there we go. Let's just kind of widen the field here a little bit. And there's my new light. That is the 220 LED one. Should be quite a bit brighter. And now for the objective comparison. Here is the big LED light at full brightness, and this is the proper settings for this. Now let's turn on the smaller one here. As you can see, once this focuses here, it is quite a bit dimmer. It's not like a significant amount. It's actually very, very bright. It's the brightest 9 LED one on the market, but it's definitely dimmer, especially for stuff farther away. You can see my camera is having trouble focusing. Now let's turn my phone and try that out quick. And now for the final comparison here, my phone is really not even a competitor here. As you can see, you can barely see anything compared to when you turn on the big LED. Bright as day. So anyway, pretty nice light. Okay, so now I've taken a look at the light output of these. Let's just do a quick pros and cons thing. Pros to this one is thin. This is the size of like an iPhone 4 or even a little bit smaller, if anybody's seen one of those. Has an enclosed battery, recharges through the battery thing, and just all in all is very small and compact. Cons, pricey. This thing is, let's see, I think about 45 bucks is what I paid for this. And for the price, it's not quite as much light output as you can get for that price. It is, however, one of the brightest for a 9 LED array like that. Pros for this one has very good light output and very good value for money. I think I paid $22 for this one, I believe. Also flexibility in battery choice. It can use Sony, it can use AA's, and it can use that. That can be either pro or con, depending. Obviously, you don't have to recharge it. If you have like 3 or 4 different batteries, they have all charged up, you can just switch them out and it'll keep on going. Compared to that one, which you have to charge up or hook up to a USB power bank once it's exhausted. Cons to this one, I've actually broken one of these in the past. I don't know exactly if it was a fluke in the design or something, but it just stopped working one day. My first one of these I had. And also cons, build quality. Build quality is not super tough, but all in all, great value for money and also bulky. That's another con for it. It's quite large, as you can see, compared to this little one here, which I took out that tripod mount, it'd be even more apparent. This one is pretty large. Has nice little sun flaps on there too, which are made out of metal. So, all in all, very impressed with both of them. This was a good deal for the eBay bucks I spent on it. I'm sure I'll use it for several things in the future. I won't do a lot of product review segments like that, but just since I picked up that new light, decided to compare it to my other one. So, going home in 30 minutes, not going to be able to get these listed. Listing slow again tonight, just kind of sluggy / sick, whatever. Feeling pretty good actually. But anyway, here are the photos I just took and edited. Whole bunch of different camera cases here. These should go pretty well. All types of oddball ones. I'll show you one here in just a minute. If we go back right there, this is a Perforet case, which is a Czechoslovakian camera from 1938. And the interesting thing about this is I cannot find any of them on eBay, and I can find a few of them in Google, but the last one sold, recorded on this auction site, is 2003. So this case actually has like a replacement bottom, and it's not in perfect shape, but it's a pretty nice shape, and it's for a very, very uncommon camera. Should be a good one. So you can tell low batch run here because this whole thing is actually off-center a little bit. It's kind of funny. Interesting cases. Should be some really good ones in there.